Let me make a bold statement. 99% of the habit trackers you have used or you have heard about are absolutely trash. I do not feel bad by saying that. Habit trackers are incredibly easy to essentially develop. It is not really easy to develop a game because you have a lot of like graphics in it, but when it comes to a habit tracker, it is just incredibly easy to do that. I actually explored like 30-40 of them just this week, to essentially come up with the best 8 habit trackers, the ones that are the coolest, the simplest to use, especially the most effective ones, so that you can get the best thing for your time. So let's get into our list best habit trackers in 2022, starting with the first one, Habitify. You may have heard about Habitify a lot because it is a habit tracker that a lot of people in the productivity space talked about, because it is a great actually app to use. I think that it is really simple. You're going to be seeing a lot of screenshots here. It is really simple to use. At the same time, you can set your habits, you can track them every single day, you can see a lot of like charts to see how well you progressed or if you skipped, and that's just something that is really important when it comes to habit tracking. At the same time, I do think that it is really cool built and it is a cool design with an effective like overlook on your habits. That's why Habitify had to be on this list, best habit trackers in 2022. You should check Habitify out. The second habit tracker that I have to talk about when it comes to this video is going to be Productive, which I used a lot, to be honest, in my life. And when it comes to the name Productive, I don't think they used a lot of time, like they didn't took probably a lot of time when it comes to coming up with the name. But Productive is actually a really good app which I used for I guess half a year to 1 year. It is also a habit tracker where you can track your habits, set out your habits every single day, track them, see your progress, and do everything what a habit tracker is supposed to do. That's why with the simplicity and the effectiveness it offers, it had to be on this list, best habit trackers in 2022. Our third habit tracker is actually much different than the first two, and also it is much different than the ones that are gonna come after this. It is called Habitica, and I actually learned this habit tracker through a YouTuber that I really like, Thomas Frank. He used that habit tracker for a long time and he liked it very much, and it's kind of like a game. It's kind of like a game where you have a character, and with every single task that you do, with every single habit that you click on, you will essentially get some money in that game, and with that money you can buy equipment to yourself, you can buy weapons, armor, and at the same time it has kind of like a big community aspect to it, because there's a big community that chooses Habitica, and you can essentially team up and get to challenges, which is going to create a lot of essentially accountability for you, and accountability is something really important, as you guys know, and this aspect is actually not really provided in any other habit trackers. That's why I guess, in my personal opinion, habit trackers 2022, best habit trackers in 2022 is not going to be happening without Habitica. The fourth habit tracker on our list, best habit trackers in 2022, is going to be essentially Done. Done is an app where a couple of my friends actually had sponsorships with, and I do think that it's a great app. No, this video is not sponsored by Done, but I still do think that it is a great app to use. It has a great outlook when it comes to your habit. It has essentially a great design, and with the simplicity and the effectiveness, it is really a good habit tracker you can use. My friends, I guess Sean and Dimitri talked about that habit tracker, so I really believe that it is a pretty good one out there. That's why I put that on this list. And the number 5 best habit tracker in 2022, and when I say number 5, it's not like first, second, and third. This is just a list of 8 of them. There is no directly like the best one or the worst one, is going to be essentially Notion. Notion is not just an habit tracker. Why are you putting that onto this list? So if you are a Notion user, you also probably know that Notion has a built-in like feature where you can develop your habits, where you can build an habit tracker. That's why if you are a Notion user, you can already use the habit tracking system built in it. But if you are not a Notion user, I don't think using Notion is worth it just to track your habits, because just using Notion for habit tracking is probably not going to be the best idea out there, because it is kind of complicated. And the number 6 in our list, best habit trackers for 2022, is going to be TickTick, which is also not just a habit tracker, but a couple of years ago they also added the feature of essentially tracking your habits into their app. That's why it kind of like became a whole system where you can use a Pomodoro timer, where you can use to track your habits, where you have the option to build your to-do list or set up tasks recurring every single day, every single week, every single month. That's why I really like like the app Tick. To be honest, the reason why I was using Tick was not because of the fact that it was a habit tracker. I was using that for my task management systems, but then when they added the habit tracker built in, then it just became a really good app to choose. You can directly use, for example, Tick and do not use any other productivity app out there, and I do think that it's gonna be worth it because it is just dope. And the number 7 habit tracker in our list, best habit tracking apps for 2022, is going to be essentially every day. Why every day? Because you have to do your habits every single day if you want to be consistent in them, and if you want to build that consistency, that means you want to stick to those habits in the long term, which means that you are going to be able to build a successful life with those habits. And without getting into why habits are important and stuff, let's talk about the habit tracker every day. Every day is also a habit tracker which I learned from a YouTuber a couple of weeks ago. I haven't utilized it completely myself for months and months, but I tried it for a couple of weeks, and I do think that it's with the cool design and the simplicity. And when I say simplicity and the cool design, like all these habit trackers all have actually really similar features and similar like systems and processes, because they have the same goal. They want to make you more consistent in those habits. That's why you don't have to choose exactly one habit tracker. Like, it is kind of like a situation where you want to just look at your taste and say, yeah, I like productive better, or yeah, I like, for example, Habitify better, or I like, for example, Habitica better. Just say that and pick one of these, because these are the best ones out there, and it doesn't matter which one you choose, you are already gonna be pretty satisfied with your choice, because yeah, I came up with this list. So that's why every day is also a pretty good option when it comes to choosing the best habit tracker that is for you. Let's get into the last one, which is going to be Confetti in our list, best habit trackers in 2022, which is, as I said before, Confetti. And the reason why it is probably called Confetti is because of the fact that when you essentially tick on a habit, where you complete a habit successfully, it has a confetti sound effect, and it's also a visual effect on it. And I do think that it is also a pretty good app to use if you are looking for a habit tracker, because it is really simple, really easy, effective to use. I understood the whole essentially app in like 5 minutes. You can really utilize it however you want, and I do think that it's a pretty good option to choose. So here is a summary of this video and the apps you can use. Now I am interrupting my own video to tell you that there is a link in the description to check out my email newsletter, which I'm gonna be sending out essentially every single week on probably Sunday. That's gonna have amazing value for you guys, so go sign up from the link in the description. It can be the first link or the second link, I don't know. It's gonna say there, sign up for the email newsletter. Do that because it's gonna be something incredible, incredibly essentially valuable for you. And also, we are entering 2022. That's why I have essentially some incredible things planned out for you guys for 2022. Just stay tuned, and if you are not still subscribed to my channel, just do that, because some crazy good stuff is gonna be coming out in 2022. So do that, and back to the video. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks so much for watching. Keep crushing it, and check out this video to learn more about how I manage my time and how I essentially do things. That's a day in the life video, and I'll see you guys there.